My name is Alyssa O'Keefe, and this is my institutional financial analysis for higher education finance and advancement. I chose to evaluate a pair of private institutions to really dive into their economic impact since they have such different funding models and budgetary opportunities as compared to public institutions. I recently began working at Emory University, a private four-year institution in Atlanta, Georgia, which is why schools in this sector are of particular interest to me. In an effort to better understand the finances of Emory, I narrowed my search to the following criteria on iPads. Private, four-year institutions in the state of Georgia with between 10,000 and 20,000 students. Emory University and Savannah College of Art and Design were the only two institutions which returned results. I chose these two to compare and contrast. Emory University has a rich history, founded in 1836 in Oxford, Georgia, named after the prestigious British school, in the hopes of creating a similar American education. Later in 1915, the founder of the Coca-Cola Company offered money and land for Emory to expand to its present main campus. Emory's mission is to create, preserve, teach, and apply knowledge in the service of humanity. This private nonprofit focuses on research, receiving a number of private grant dollars each year to conduct research. 15,451 students were enrolled in the 2018-2019 academic year, with about half of its population as undergraduate students. Emory employs over 31,000 employees between their university and healthcare system operation, although I could not find the breakdown of employees per university and healthcare system, likely because there is quite a bit of crossover. Savannah College of Art and Design is a much newer college, founded in 1978 to create art degree programs not previously available in the Southeast. Savannah College of Art and Design prepares talented students for creative professions through engaged teaching and learning in a positively oriented university environment. At present day, SCAD has campuses in Savannah, Atlanta, Hong Kong, and Lacoste, France. There were over 14,000 students enrolled in the 2018-2019 academic year, although a distinction was not provided between undergraduate and graduate students. SCAD employs 1,900 people, much less than Emory, likely attributed to its niche focus. In reviewing enrollment trends, each institution has had a steady rise in enrollment, with an exception of the 2015 academic year. Both schools now have the highest enrollment numbers to date. This is important to note as we evaluate the financial health of these institutions, that even during the college affordability crisis, students are still enrolling and investing in a private university education. Emory University has a $2.1 billion budget and $1.2 billion operating budget. $96 million, about 8%, comes from endowments and trust income, and 62% of their income, nearly $400 million, comes from tuition and fees from students. SCAD has a nearly $500 million budget, with over $193 million coming from endowments, which has risen $189 million over the last 18 years, and over $300 million coming from tuition and fees each year. Following review of the institution's budgets, it is also important to compare their expenses. However, the majority of SCAD's expenses were not readily available. Nearly half of Emory's operating budget is expensed on salaries and wages of university faculty, staff, and students, compared to about a fourth, just 28%, of SCAD's operating budget. Since SCAD operates a few campuses across the world, they likely have a large majority of cost associated with operating these campuses. The estimated cost of attendance at Emory is $73,000 per year after living expenses. Emory touts a number 13 Best Value College distinction for private universities from Kiplinger's Personal Finance from 2018. However, over half of their students apply for federal aid, with an average of $27,000 in financial aid awards. The Emory student population has $5.7 million in Pell eligibility, providing a bit of insight to the background of the students that attend the institution. SCAD is about $20,000 per year less to attend than Emory, with an estimated $58,000 per year in expenses. Nearly SCAD's entire first-time student population is awarded federal financial aid at an average of $42,000. At nearly the same population size as Emory, SCAD students are eligible for nearly double the amount of Pell Grant funding. Both of these institutions tout their economic impact to the state of Georgia. Emory's impact here is more widespread, as these statistics include the healthcare system. However, it is clear that both schools have made not only a financial contribution to the state, but they are also responsible for creating thousands of jobs through their work. There are some surprising differences between Emory and Savannah College of Art and Design. One unique fact about SCAD is that in 2014, just 5 years ago, their female president and founder was the highest paid college president in the United States. A possibly related but surprising fact, based on Emory's rich history, is that SCAD receives almost $100 million more in endowments annually than Emory, after just being founded in 1979. Another important fact to revisit is that 98% of SCAD's first-time full-time student population is awarded federal aid to attend the institution, compared to half of Emory's first-time full-time student population. We could speculate about the reasoning, which could be attributed to the niche degree programs offered by SCAD, but what we do know is that there is more of a needs-based student population attending SCAD as compared to Emory, based on their Pell eligibility reviewed earlier. Based on the information collected from this research, we can make a few conclusions. First, we can conclude that these institutions have healthy operating budgets that are supported and will continue to be supported by different revenue sources beyond tuition and fees, such as endowments, private gifts, and auxiliary operations. Nothing in this research has indicated that there will be a change anytime soon. Another conclusion that we can make based on enrollment trends that we reviewed is that this is a student population that will continue to attend college and invest in a private school education. The only foreseen change to that trend would be if there is a change in federal regulations capping financial aid borrowing, since this is a population taking advantage of student loans to afford tuition. I believe that the flexibility that private education is afforded outside of government regulations will make this an area, a sector of higher education unaffected by the changing trends of college attendance. Finally, I've provided a list of my references with information pulled from iPads, Emory University's website, and Savannah College of Art and Design's website.